it's Friday, January 10th, 2025. Mental health is real. Seek help and the stigma. On the news this morning, Martin Amehule-led Rivers Assembly overrides Governor Fubara on 3 bills. Port Harcourt gas explosion tragedy sparks concerns over emergency medical services. Rivers CP reiterates zero tolerance for human rights abuses. Rivers High Court to resume regular sessions today. Now, rising costs, economic challenges force closure of private schools. On the foreign scene, violent protests in China after student falls to his death. Details of these and more after this break. Welcome back. I'm Ifechuku Moyle with the news. Now, the Martin Amehule-led Rivers State House of Assembly has overridden the assent of Governor Siminalayi Fubara on 3 bills earlier passed and transmitted him for approval. At their sitting on Thursday, they made the decision to override the governor's assent after he withheld approval. The majority leader, Major Jack, who represented the bills, commented on this, and it was debated by other members.
We have passed this bill, we have sent it to the governor, he has been told his assent because we have no choice. This is the duty they've asked us to come and do. So please, Mr. Speaker, put the vote and let us vote. We have to talk majority here. Let us vote and override the governor. As legislators, what we need to do is what we are doing now is align the constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria as court. Without the legislature, let us do the list, and that will be well for the state and all of us.
I urge this House to support the passing of this bill since the governor did not respond to our plea for him to sign it. So, according to the law, we have the right to override it.
Citing Section 100, Subsection 5 of the Constitution, the Speaker, Martin Amehule, passed it into law after he put it to a vote, and members unanimously voted in favor of overriding the governor's veto.
The Rivers State Return of Schools Amendment Bill 2024 HA5, a bill for a law to amend the Rivers State Education Return of Schools Amendment Law Number 1 of 2005, and other matters connected thereto, is a passed and is now law for Rivers State in line with Section 100, Subsection 5 of the 1999 Constitution as amended.
Speaking on the decision of the House, Mr. Amehule criticized Governor Fubara.
Rivers State must move forward, and the Rivers State House of Assembly, this 10th Assembly, must continue to demonstrate that we are still in a democracy, irrespective of actions of the governor, which clearly shows total disregard to the 1999 Constitution as amended.
The bills which were presented to the governor a month ago include the Rivers State Education Return of Schools Amendment Bill, the Rivers Electricity Market Bill, and the Rivers State Commissions of Inquiry Bill 2024. Moving on, the death of Ayo and his 6-year-old daughter in the gas explosion in Orazi, Port Harcourt is raising questions about the recently launched emergency medical service in Rivers State. Recall that the State Commissioner of Health, Adesore, in July 2024 launched the State Emergency Medical Service and Ambulance System and promised 24-hour ambulance services accessible through the emergency number 112. But Ayo's final moments were captured in a viral video showing him walking from his home to the hospital, his body covered in severe burns, pleading for help. Despite his effort, Ayo succumbed to his injuries as no medical personnel attended to him as he walked into the hospital. His ordeal before his death has raised concerns. It's unclear whether the ambulances are and the emergency numbers. It's unclear where the ambulances are and the emergency numbers, whether they're not working. And the Commissioner for Health has not responded to calls and text messages on this. Meanwhile, some residents of Port Harcourt are asking the government to employ only capable medical personnel in the healthcare sector. So the residents who spoke on Wazobia FM's Wake Up Show on Thursday reminded healthcare personnel that their sole aim is to save lives.
Make government put eye for doctor, employ doctor. Now waiting I want talk so that they go save life. Their name be say doctor save life, not be doctor damage life.
It can never good until we get a leader. We go lead by example. If we not get that leader, it can never be.
Because the government will tell me say they don't get the capacity to trace those doctors the way they do those things and those nurses them. But because they feel I don't care, they let they go to the hospital. They go to the hospital. That's why they don't even care.
The implementation will start from you. When it starts from you, things will be better. You can't tell me that if the president of the country is taking treatment in this country, then our health sector will not be okay. It's not possible, is it? So until we have that leader, it can never get better.
Some of the callers share their past experiences in various hospitals in Rivers State.
Oh, as they shoot me that gun, and then carry off. They almost tell where they gone. So they carry off go hospital. Their name be say we no feed. Now their name of many the house we no feed. They don't go try you. They don't go check you. Say they go to push you. Then a policeman will help
somebody to hospital at the end of the demanding money. And you know say that life can lost because of say you can give the person face so that you will see what we do or the family of the person will do. But Nigeria hospital cannot be like that. I remember when I carried my friend go to the PMH the other time. My friend when I tell you say he died so now. Now they say that PMH he died. The way they was doing the other day, I see so many lives lost the day they had the job because of what?
People made them they put different people. Whether you may add people they different. Somebody where they work for me making they different. No, they say one doctor go they work every day damage people.
In another development, the Commissioner of Police in Rivers State, CP Olubenga Adeboju, has charged officers of the command to ensure zero tolerance for corruption and human rights abuses. CP Adeboju gave the charge while decorating newly promoted officers of the command at the Police Officers' Mess in Port Harcourt. He urged the officers to demonstrate greater dedication to their duties.
As you are being promoted now, you know there are a lot of responsibilities now, and you have to work more than ever before. There are a lot of things that we have to do. We have to uphold the name of the force. You have to prove yourself in your rank, in your various areas. You have to carry the image of the police. Especially in Rivers, we have a lot to do, and we must do it. We should warn the men working under you, zero tolerance for corruption. Be sure you embrace human rights, avoid men working under you infringing with human rights.
CP Adeboju also charged the officers to use community policing strategies in their places of work.
Let them see you as an example of Nigerian police that they want, and ensure you relate more with the members of the public. Ensure you employ community policing in wherever you find yourself. We have to police the people that want to be policed, and you have additional responsibilities now, so you need to prove yourself more. As you are rejoicing, you equally know that those responsibilities may come with punishment when you are not doing the right thing.
Correspondent Makotoka reports that the officers decorated include 40 chief superintendents of police, 21 superintendents of police, and 58 Deputy Superintendent of Police. Now, judges of the Rivers State High Court are set to resume normal court sittings today following the conclusion of the Christmas vacation. The State Chief Registrar, David Ihua Maduenyi, announced this in a statement. Still to come, rising costs, economic challenges, forced closure of private schools. Stay with us.
This is the news on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
You're welcome back, and now the rest of the news. The chairman of Ahoda West Local Government Area, Iyeko Ikboro, has donated a generating set and food supplies to the Nigeria Correctional Center in Ahoda West. He says it is aimed at addressing critical needs within the correctional center and a display of compassion and commitment to societal development. Receiving the donations on behalf of the center, the Deputy Controller of Corrections, DCC, Joseph Igwatu, expressed gratitude to the chairman for the gesture.
We are overwhelmed by his visit today. It's really touching. And not only that, he promised us a lot of things. Even to get us generating set, tackle the water shortage here is very fantastic. Since my arrival here, people don't visit this place. Very, very unfortunate that even the New Year Day that we expect to see a couple of visits, nobody entered here. So, but today we see something different. I say thank you so much to the government of Rivers. He has planted kindness. He has planted for the future, and God will water it to grow well.
In his remarks, the Ahoda West Council Chairman Iyeko Ikboro encouraged the inmates to embrace change, strive for self-reformation, and remain hopeful for a better future. He also assured the Correctional Center of continued support. Our correspondent reports that the chairman visited the Correctional Center alongside key officials, including his newly appointed aide on humanitarian affairs. Moving on, the Inter-Party Advisory Council IPAC in Oyibo Local Government Area says it has elected new executive to pilot its affairs. A statement said that during an elective Congress, Kingsley Onyekwere of the Young Progressives Party, YPP, emerged as chairman. The statement said it followed his nomination by Levi Amechi of the Social Democratic Party, SDP, and John Wambo of the Labour Party, LP, which was seconded by Godhelp Uzoma of Accord. And the statement also said Samuel Ihute of the All Progressives Grand Alliance, APGA, was elected as secretary. It said Mr. Onyekwere expressed appreciation to members for giving him the opportunity to serve. While pledging their support to the administration of Governor Fubara, the Oyibo IPAC chairman also congratulated the executive chairman of Oyibo Council, Keith Okere, for his developmental strides in the area within a few months in office. He said that the distribution of cars to councillors, transformers, and refuse bins to the people is another testament of good governance. And now the apex socio-cultural body of the Ikwere ethnic nationality says it will sanction any indigene of Ikwere that emerges as the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. Speaking at a media briefing, the President General of Ogbako Ikwere Cultural Organization Worldwide, Eze God's Power Onwekwa, said Ikwere and Igbo are two separate tribes. Eze Onwekwa also distanced Ogbako Ikwere from Igbo expansionist movement in River State.
It is now rumored that Ohanaeze Ndigbo intends to make an Ikwere man the President General of Ohanaeze Ndigbo. However, any person who may decide to accept this offer eventually becomes an enemy to Ikwere people. We do not also support any expansionist meeting or meetings in River State, as it will cause a lot of agitation among the people of the state. Ogbako Ikwere cultural organizations worldwide remain the apex and umbrella body of the Ikwere people.
The group, while reaffirming its loyalty to Nigeria, tasks security agencies to clamp down on individuals who are adding the Ikwere tribe to the Biafra map.
Ogbako Ikwere will continue to remain loyal to the federal government of Nigeria, and we are not part of Biafra at all. We are calling on the federal government of River State, the State Commissioner of Police, and other security agencies to act swiftly against individuals or any group of persons who are creating maps to include the Ikwere as part of Biafra, with derogatory and inflammatory statements against the Ikwere people.
Away from that, the Court of Appeal, Abuja Division, has affirmed the judgment of the National Industrial Court, Abuja, in respect of suit number NICN/ABJ/263/2023, declaring Tajuddin Ibukunle Baruwa-led national executives as a legitimate people to run the affairs of the National Union of Road Transport Workers. In a unanimous decision, the appellate court on 8th November 2024 dismissed the appeal filed by Usman Yassin Najim and 6 others as lacking in merit. Reacting to this, the state chairman of the union in River State, Monday Eliezer, called on the union's members in River State to remain calm, as further directives will be communicated to them in due course. In other news, rising operational costs, unpaid loans, and the poor state of the economy have been identified as key factors having the closure of private schools across the country. An education consultant, Grace Phillips, made this known to correspondent Martha Okere while raising concerns about the shutting down of schools. Dr. Phillips said owners of private schools are the biggest employers of labor and should have access to funding and other incentives to enable them to run effectively.
And then also, the way they are listed everywhere, I think there should also be some entry qualifications. So now when that is done, then I think there should be grants to school owners, there should be bailout funds, there should be opportunities to help them, there should be training, maybe leadership, financial training. And one thing is that there are some opportunities like this in banks. I think I've heard about something for some banks. I wouldn't want to mention names now. School owners don't know about all of the things, but there should be sensitization.
Dr. Phillips also urged private schools owners to invest in their own professional development and run their schools with the mindset of having a sustainable business rather than treating it as a charity. In November last year, the River State Commissioner for Education, Ovi Chukwuma, interfaced with private school operators in the state and said the Ministry of Education is working out modalities to support private school operators and also to remove multiple taxations to ease their financial burdens. We go on another short commercial break. When we come back, we'll wrap up the news. Death of a teenage boy sparked violent protests in a city in northwest China. In the video shared on social media, protesters can be seen hurling objects at police and officers beating some demonstrators in Pusheng in Shanxi province. Authorities said the teenager fell to his death on the 2nd of January in an accident at his school dormitory. But following his death, allegations began spreading on social media that there had been a cover-up. And that's a wrap of the news this morning. Before we go, let's have a look at the major stories. The Martin Amehule-led Rivers Assembly has again overridden Governor Fubara on 3 bills. The Port Harcourt gas explosion tragedy has sparked concerns over emergency medical services. The Rivers CP has reiterated zero tolerance for human rights abuses. Rivers High Court to resume regular sessions today. And as rising costs, economic challenges force closure of private schools. On the foreign scene, violent protests in China after student falls to his death. The news was edited by Chioma Ezenwafo. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp to 0808-721-7215. I'm Ifechukwu Moyali. Many thanks for listening.